Hey guys, I wanted to do another video on something that I've been running for some time. And it's a problem that I've been kind of dealing with. I'm sure many of you have similar issues where you have multiple computers on your network. You're kind of saving files because you're using whatever computer comes at your fingertip, and your files are all scattered. So there's something called a network attached storage. You can buy something expensive depending on how much storage you really need. But if it's just some basic documents, whether it's work or whatnot, something simple, something that you just need made available, you can take it to a whole different level. But keeping things simple, I'm very lazy. So what I've done is I've taken a Raspberry Pi Zero, as you can see here, and I've just used one of those thumbtacks, and it's just hanging off my wall. Running a power cord, and then I've used a USB adapter to plug in a 128 gig USB key. So essentially, this serves the purpose of my network attached storage. I don't really use a lot of heavy, big files or anything like that. It's mainly documents that I need, that I access mainly for my work or whatnot, that I can access. Obviously you could create these type of shares, and then nowadays you have smart TVs, so technically they can all pick up Samba shares as well. So you can do something similar to this and attach a much larger storage device and have that be your utility of centralized storage. But again, this is just for my purpose. I'm very lazy, and I'm just keeping it hanging off the wall so I can check that it's powered on, it's active. I don't have to really worry about what's going on over there. And 128 gig of storage, in my case, it's ample for what I really need. You can do other things with it. As you can see, because of my laziness and my creativity, I have a Raspberry Pi 4B, and powered up over there too, and that's one actually for a different project that I'm working on. But for this one, we're gonna stay focused on this specific Pi Zero. So just to kind of give you a little view, you set up your Raspberry Pi as you normally would, and you install Samba using this command right here, sudo apt-get install samba-common-bin. Let it do its thing. It's going to install whatever packages it needs. Once that's installed, what you'll need to do is open up this file. It's in /etc/samba/smb.config, and all the way at the end you want to enter this information here. So one of the things that right off the bat, when I initially did the setup, it did not work, and I could access the share itself. I could not write to it. So basically, with the Pi, I plugged the USB key in, and in my home directory, I created a USB folder, and that folder I mounted that USB key to using sudo mount command, and within that I created subdirectories. So share is the folder within the USB folder directory that's under the Pi user. And again, as I mentioned, when I tried this initially, it did not work. And the way I was able to write to that directory is by putting this last line in, force user equals root. You save it, restart Samba, and it works magic. I've tested this, and I used this used the share across 7 different Linux builds that I have. A couple of them are Pis, a couple of them are desktops, but depending on my mood, I may be switching between PCs, and sometimes when it comes to my work, I want to be able to access these files from any of the PCs rather than storing file locally on any of those PC, so that becomes a hassle. So there's a couple different ways to do it. I just wanted to have this thing completely detached from all my independent PCs. I could have gone through my wireless router and plugged the USB there and set that up over there, but I just felt that it made a little bit more sense segregating it to a separate unit and just leaving it there, because the Raspberry Pi is really low consumption and it works really well. It doesn't require much power and easily accessible, has built-in Wi-Fi. I can access those files on my phone. If you have VLC installed, you can access all the files on your, whether it's iPhone, Android. You just install the VLC player and it'll pick up your storage, the Samba share that you created. So it's a pretty useful thing you can set up. Again, you could go different ways of this, larger storage, etc., and really make a really fun network attached storage for your personal home. So it's a great way. Again, pretty simple setup. You take your Raspberry Pi, burn the base image, enable SSH, log in, install the Samba client, get that stuff set up. Once you install it, create the directory, mount the USB, and then edit the samba-config file again in /etc/samba/smbd.config, and you want to enter this information here. It seems that you need to have this line to make it writable. Without that line, the share will show up on all your devices, but you won't be able to write to it. So pretty simple setup. I hope you guys get a chance to test it. Maybe it helps somebody else solve their problem in a similar situation, or you can build on this and create your own network attached storage for your multimedia separated out. But very nice and easy, simple method. Hope you guys enjoy.